What we're going to do here is we need to rearrange these equations. Another word for that is transpose. And on the left-hand side, we want to make x the subject of the formula. So it's going to be ultimately x equals something. So in order to do that, we need to rearrange the formula. And the first thing that I'm noticing is that we've got this b on the same side as of the equation as x. So we want to reverse that operation or reverse that term. So the way that we do that is we are going to say negative b, because we've got positive b, and now if we write negative b, that's going to add up to 0. And since we've done that to the right-hand side of the equation, I'm going to also do the same thing to the left-hand side of the equation. And then I could rewrite it, simplified, as y take b is equal to a over the top of x. Now, the next part is, because x is on the denominator, or x is the denominator, what we want to do is we want to make x the numerator. So we want to bring that up to the top line, basically. So what we're going to do is we are going to multiply both sides by x. So I'm just going to put, just to show what we're doing here, I'm going to put that in a bracket, and I'm going to write an x on that side. So that means multiplied by x. And I'll do the same thing to this side. I'm going to put a bracket around it to show it's everything inside the bracket. And we're going to multiply by x by putting the x outside the bracket. On the next line, I'm just going to simplify again. And I'm going to leave this as a bracketed term. So that one's not going to change. X outside of y take b equals. And this one, since we've got a divided by x and then times by x, divided by x and then times by x, they cancel each other out. And we end up just with a on this side of the equation. Now, we said we wanted x on its own. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide this side of the equation by y take b, so that these two terms are going to cancel each other out. And since we've done that to the left-hand side of the equation, we must do the same to the right-hand side, divided by y take b as well. Then I could rewrite that as x, and this cancels out this part of the, if we've got the same number on the top and the bottom, they're going to cancel each other out. So we're just left with x, and that is equal to a over the top of y take b. And that's my final answer. Let's have a look at the one on the other side. So we've got make r the subject of the formula. All right, so we've got a equals s outside of the brackets 1 plus r. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is I obviously want to get r by itself, and I'm noticing that we've got an s outside of the brackets here. So that's actually the first thing I'm going to that's the first thing I'm going to transpose. So I'm going to divide both sides by x, so that neutralizes that, and this side by x as well. Then I could rewrite the equation as the left side will be a over s equals, and this side we're going to have that multiplied by s divided by s cancel each other out, and then we've got just 1 plus r, and we actually don't need the brackets anymore. Now, since we wanted r by itself, what we can do is we can subtract 1 from each side. So I'm just going to subtract 1 here, and I'll subtract 1 there. That's going to leave this side as a over s. So I'm just rewriting it. Take 1 is equal to, and we've got 1 plus r take 1. So obviously that one and that one is going to cancel each other out, and we're just going to be left with r. So that's the final answer, but I'm just going to write it as r equals. So r equals, and we'll put the rest of it on the other side of the brackets. And we've got r equals a over s take 1. And that's the final answer.